Home to Albania. Intense spell for the young Lions. Games in hand to play in this international break, comprising 4 games in 10 days. It began with that decisive victory away in the Czech Republic. That took them top, and they're very much expected to stay there. Here come the national anthems. Paired together again in qualification, these two. En route to the 2021 tournament. England were 3-0 and 5-0 winners over Albania. A couple of years on from that, they meet again, and here is the team news. 4 changes from Friday night to Monday night by England coach Lee Carsley. Jed Spence comes in at right back. Angel Gomez and Anthony Gordon, who's just finished a fine personal season at Everton, come into the wide attacking positions. And in midfield, Man City's Tommy Doyle replaces Man United's James Garner. Huge number of players used by Albania so far through qualifying, and there's plenty more rotation tonight. 4 changes from the 11 beaten by England last time out. There's a debut at under-21 level for Adrian Bashrami at centre-back. Enes Mucci is back in attack, having missed the last meeting with the English. Supporting him, Ronaldo Rapage, a surprise choice on the wing. And Puja is one of 4 goalkeepers now that Albania have used during the course of this qualification group. The last meeting, which was the last game for Albania on the 29th of March, ended 3-0 with a couple of goals for Flo Balogun and one for Curtis Jones. They are both in the 11 tonight, and so is he, Jed Spence. He's been on loan at Nottingham Forest, having a sensational season, helping them to promotion from the English second tier to the English top tier. Bruno Puja, goal for Albania tonight, can expect a busy evening. England were creating plenty against the Czechs on Friday night, and that, in theory, as Lee Carsley was so pleased to announce, was going to be their toughest game. England will clearly be strong favourites for this, but we shall see. No pressure really on the guests from Albania. The officials this evening are from Iceland. Ivar Ori Christiansen is the man with the whistle. And the first blast of his whistle. Both sides take a knee. Continued support for equality in the face of discrimination. Good week for England here, and they'll be through with a game to spare. Not an easy process. In qualification groups, everyone playing everyone home and away. 9 group winners and the very best runner-up go through automatically. Remember, it's in Romania and Georgia, joint hosts next summer. A year or so from now. The other 8 runners-up have to play off over 2 legs. England want to avoid that. All things being equal, they probably will. We shall see. Doyle out to Spence here. 2 of the incoming players for England. Front foot early here, bossing the ball as they did in the Czech Republic. We hope for similarly spectacular goals tonight. 1 each in that regard for the English and the Czechs. Albania, having already played 8 times coming into this international break, did not have a Friday night game. Oohs and ahs for the skill from Anthony Gordon, and the first shot on target is spilt. Very nearly at the feet of Balogun. Cheeky bit of showboating control from the in-form Everton youngster. And a nervy moment there for Puja. Gordon winning his 6th cap tonight, without question the best thing about an otherwise very poor Everton season. A homegrown product who shone when so many others were not. Ismaileci gets it out to Mitaj, who has captained them despite being only 18. He's not captain tonight, Mario Mitaj, but a regular already at such tender years. And he started all but one of these qualifiers too. Curtis Jones. It'll be he and Doyle sitting in there. It was James Garner with Jones in there for the Czech game, and everything seemingly began with Garner. He's got a fine squad at his disposal though, Lee Carsley. Only a year in charge at this level, previously with the under-20 group, so he knows plenty of these players anyway. Here's Smith Rowe. What a goal to open the scoring in that match on Friday evening from Emil Smith Rowe. Didn't even need to hit it as early as he did, such was his confidence. A glorious strike. Johnson into Gordon, Smith Rowe again, but he turned into a lot of traffic. Rapaj brings it clear. Not for long though, it keeps coming back. Albania barely had a second on the ball yet. Whereas Gordon is seeing plenty of it and doing plenty with it. Blocked off. Free kick given. Marku with a bit of shoulder. Not in the direction of the ball. A challenge maybe players would get away with until relatively recently. It's not very subtle. Challenge maybe you'd still get away with more often than not, even nowadays, but Marku didn't get away with it. England have a free kick inside 5 minutes in a dangerous position here. It's deep, free head around the back, just waiting for a lucky bounce. Mucci can clear. Albania need to try and get some relative possession if possible, just to give their defence a break. Keeps on coming back here. Balogun is quick. He showed it there, but he was out of the blocks too quickly. Offside flag up. It's the Arsenal striker. Scored 2 in Albania in March, to go with the one he got against the Czechs in November. On loan with Middlesbrough for the second half of the season just finished, and scored 3 times for them. Certainly prolific in the youth sides of Arsenal. You just wonder, a lot of question marks about their forward line at the moment. With Lacazette leaving, Aubameyang having left. Might have a chance of starting the season leading the Gunners' front line. He did last year. Jones. Looking for the run of Gordon. Gordon gets it on his head this time, and this is Angel Gomez with Jed Spence up on the overlap from right back. Gomez. Nicely worked, but well defended. Plenty of defensive bodies back in red and black. Jones again. 6 minutes dominating the ball for England. Only one nearly moment when Pooja spilt the Gordon shot. Here's Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Played every single minute of this campaign, Harwood-Bellis. Seven games, 6 minutes and counting for the Manchester City youngster. Gordon looks like he's in the mood to enjoy tonight, and looks like he's going to get plenty of the ball to show this crowd what he's got. Cresswell. Gordon again. He's got him one-on-one. That's where he wants Marku. Doyle. Everyone back for Albania. Feels a bit like a siege already. England are going to have to either be patient and very precise to find a hole. Gilligan dropping in. Nicely done by Gordon, and by Balogun, and by Jones. Great cross from Ben Johnson. And Angel Gomez almost had his first under-21 goal to mark his first start. What a brilliant move. Didn't they work that well? I said they'd have to be precise, that really was. Gordon there into Balogun. Jones first time as well. And that is such a difficult cross to defend against. West Ham's Ben Johnson with a beauty. And if you're being critical, Gomez should have done better. Wrong side of the post. You feel like it's coming. Play on here, and Albania in possession in the England half. That hasn't happened yet. This is Armando Dobra. Look at Marku galloping up. Overlapping right back, left unused. First bit of possession in England territory here for the guests. Three wins out of their first four, and they were dreaming of something very special. Time they've gone deep in under-21 terms internationally. It was their first effort, actually, their best in 1984, all the way to the quarter-finals. That was just after England had won the tournament back-to-back, and they haven't won it since. Sensational record, the best anywhere in Europe, England, of getting to the tournaments. But unfortunately for the young Lions, the story when getting there has been one of underwhelming disappointment. Always looks so strong in qualifying. Jones into Balogun. Doyle, relentless England pressure. Without too many shots on the end of it. Might be one now, though. It's another devilish ball. Jed Spence has put it through everyone. Got a little flick on its way through, nothing more than that. We've seen two great crosses from the fullbacks already. There's Johnson trying to provide another one. Jones has won it back, having lost it, went for the big curler. Didn't get his angles right at all there. Excellent delivery, this time from the right back, Jed Spence. First time, horribly in between defence and goalkeeper. Balogun couldn't quite sort his feet out in time. Excellent delivery from Spence. Spence made his debut in the reverse fixture at the end of March. This his second appearance for his country at this level. And he's had the best chance so far. There's every chance he'll get another go. Gordon taking on Marku, beating him and getting the shot on target for the second time, but once again it's a comfortable save for Puja. A very confident start from Anthony Gordon. Balogun, quick feet, surrounded by committed feet. It's a good challenge that from Bashrami. Here is Alban Bushi. He's been involved with various age groups at international level since 2015 for his native Albania. He has got through an enormous amount of players during the course of their 8, now 9 matches. Even the slip can't derail Anthony Gordon, it seems. Giving Dobra the run around there. He's in entertaining mood, Gordon. Crowd full of youth here, enjoying it. Doyle. Very little to aim at through the middle there. Such a congested court. One way and another. They've made it work so far, Albania. And hoping for moments like this where they can nick it and maybe catch England on the counter, but England's pressure has won it back quick. Taylor Harwood-Bellis. They're looking for Gordon, they're finding him a lot, and he's causing problems. Booted behind hard by Adolf Silmani. Played most of these games, played 90 minutes every time he has played. Sizable obstruction back there that Gordon was trying to bend the ball around. Short to Smith Rowe. Doyle again looking for that ball up the middle. Smith Rowe won his header. Wouldn't sit for Harwood Bellis. Gomez has come to join Gordon on this left side. England overloading. Jones twisting. Look how much traffic there is in front of him, though. Found a bit of skill, needed to negotiate it in the end, and Gordon has found the room to cross. They worked that well. The run came from late. Emil Smith Rowe with a dart into the box. Couldn't get enough of his head on it. Is how you work the room against a patient defence. Would have been a super goal. Got himself a senior start against San Marino in November. Emil Smith Rowe, so he's been in and out of this 21s group. Development is the whole point of it. Here's Gordon. England looking dangerous again, through him again, but that cross too close to Puja. He has found the Albanian keeper's gloves 3 times now, one way and another. Often interesting to look at the previous meetings, and with these two you don't have to go too far back in terms of perspective on development and players coming through. En route to the Summer 21 tournament. Qualification there, the English goals scored against Albania. Amongst them were Callum Hudson-Odoi, James Justin, Conor Gallagher, Phil Foden, all of whom are part of the senior setup. Albania started this under-21 campaign with Armando Broja, the young Chelsea forward who's done so well on loan at Southampton in the Premier League this season. He was in this under-21 setup. He's had the promotion since already. No surprise there. He made a name for himself in the English game, Broja. Sure he'll be watching this though. Doyle urged to shoot, went for a delicate pass as well. Jones had made the late run, the Liverpool midfielder. Very few occasions they are getting it in midfield. They are trying to move quick triangles, Albania, to work themselves an opening on the counter. But this feels like death by 1,000 cuts at the moment. It's been well over 80% possession for England. Not that that necessarily means anything. Teasing in and around that 18-yard box edge. No joy this time for Gordon, but he's had a busy opening 19 minutes, all right. And a short but eventful under-21 career. This is only his 6th cap. Scored 3 times already. Carsley very much expected to succeed where so many predecessors have in terms of getting to the big shows. He's now charged, once they do, which they surely will, with making a bit more of an impact on the tournament once they do get there. Not only have England not won it for a couple of generations, but they've not even been at the business end since Stuart Pearce was the coach. They got to a semi-final and then a final under him. Some good sides under Stuart Pearce, then failed to get so far in subsequent tournaments. Gareth Southgate came in. The qualification record got even stronger, but again, really disappointing once they got to the summer show. The same was true for Adi Boothroyd, who departed this time last year, and England did not get out of the group. Marku getting on with the throw to such an extent that some of the home fans thought, with some justification, that that might have been a foul throw from the Albanian right back, but he got away with it. Most players do, happens a lot. It's rarely spotted by the officials. Nearly halfway through the first half, and I don't think Joe Bursick of England has even touched it with his boot yet, never mind his glove. Here comes Johnson. Really good breakthrough year left back at West Ham for Ben Johnson. A fine player in Aaron Cresswell, who's at times been in ahead of him, but still. Johnson started 20 times for the Hammers in what's been another excellent season for them. Here he is. Marku tight to him for company. Selmani back to help out Marku. And we are going to see a touch here for Joe Bursick. Didn't have many saves to make against the Czechs, and certainly couldn't have done anything about that stunning Daniel Fieler goal late on. 8th cap tonight. Gomez switching to Johnson. Johnson just overheading the cross. We've seen plenty of width, we've seen plenty of the England fullbacks and the playmakers. What we haven't seen much of is Balogun, and that is to be expected in a game like this with a deep, defensively minded setup from the opponent's point of view. It's very much like that in the Czech Republic for Balogun, but eventually he got in behind. Now there's half a chance here, and a deflection, and Bursick has had to make a save. It's taken a long time, only because of an England error in the first place, but Albania, just a little reminder from them there that they can pose a threat. Very nearly caught out. Smith Rowe gets it back from Spence. Cutely done. Gordon coming central now. Jones it is, has taken his position wide. Doyle. Smith Rowe. Beautiful footwork, the spin from Gomez could have gone anywhere. Big deflection, England have a corner. It's going to take intricate footwork like that when there are so many bodies in and around that D. Disciplined defence just about holding on so far. Doyle goes deep with the corner, too deep as it turns out. Johnny Cresswell, Leeds United, couldn't get round the back. Well, here's the one scare, and it was because of a poor clearance from Bursick, but he was back in time. Plenty of England appearances at under 17 and under 19. Just showed Armando Dobra. A little glimpse of goal there. Oh, Gordon had a chance to nod it onto Balogun there. He seemed to be up all right for the header, but mistimed it. Maybe he took his eye off the ball. Doesn't matter now, because he's got it at his feet. Here's Balogun. Put the brakes on beautifully. He's going to need a bit of help now, though. Balogun pulls it back for Doyle. Spence. Didn't have anywhere to go. Pass back to Doyle was cut off. It's well defended by Erdis Kraja. But in comes the cross anyway, and Balogun. And Gordon. He got hold of it all right. And it's almost hit the corner flag. Half volley like that, it's going to be arcing away. And if nothing else, it has been 26 minutes full of confidence from Everton's Anthony Gordon. Making himself available for the ball at all points. Confident on it. Here he is again. Nothing through the middle, had to go back. Spence. Spence again. His first start for his country at this level. Proud moment. He's put in one devilish cross already. Harwood Bellis sprays it out to Johnson. Curtis Jones now. Balogun lurking. Gordon in there with him. Johnson cross. Headed away from danger by Bashrami, the debutant at the back for Albania. Difficult pass to pull off that. Spence looking for Balogun. Middlesbrough player, Jed Spence, but that loan at Nottingham Forest, what experience for him, how well it's worked out. 41 times he started. It's a heck of a schedule in the second tier of the English game. Division that Lee Carsley knows a bit himself. So Marnie stepping out from the back for the Albanians here. They just can't keep hold of it for any length of time at all. No one's kept England out yet in this qualification group. They've scored at least once in all 7 games. They've also conceded in 4 out of the 7. It's the same record for Albania, incidentally. A couple of clean sheets for them. The home and away games against Andorra and another against Slovenia. Ashley Cole just hiding behind Lee Carsley there, part of the coaching setup. What experience he brings. What a medal collection. Part of so many good-looking England teams that never at senior level did what many felt they should have done. Doyle, Harwood Bellis, two City youngsters combining. Out to Gordon again. He cuts inside again. Looking for Curtis Jones. Everton and Liverpool not quite in harmony there. Mucci has got back to out-muscle Jones. That was excellent, and he's drawn the foul there from Charlie Cresswell. Quality play from Ernest Mucci. Look at where he received that and the amount of attention he had to try and shake off, and he did it pretty impressively until he was fouled. Didn't get the chance to show England what he's got at the end of March. It's one of the couple of games that he's missed, but he's a regular starter generally. Spence looking for Gomez. Half an hour in, that's still as close as England have come, and for all the pretty flicks and tricks and the domination of the football, a couple of cracking crosses whizzing through. And you wouldn't say Bruno Puja's saves have been of any note at all. Gomez hitting the post, clearly a very big scare, but that's it really. Yes, they're completely controlling the game, but that was to be expected. I don't think he'll be overly impressed so far. Chance maybe from the dead ball for England to threaten somehow here. Ronaldo Rapage with the foul on Ben Johnson. It wasn't that subtle either, was it? Doyle. Gordon. Got to find the end product. Anthony Gordon. Johnson. Doyle seeing plenty of it, 30-40 yards from goal, and he's gone for a lot of ambitious passes. And speaking of ambitious, from that angle, would have had to have been very special indeed from Angel Gomez. Got hold of it all right, but he also got under it. Broke a record when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gave him a Premier League bout when he was 16 years old. Becoming the youngest Manchester United player to feature in a league game since the legendary Duncan Edwards. That is some accolade. Got it here from Spence. Tricky footwork from the player who's now at Lille via Boa Vista on loan. Growing number of young English players when it really was never the done thing. Going abroad to try and make the names. Gomez here. The then French champions Lille. Doyle. He's finally gone for a shot. The crowd have asked him to do it often enough, and he's smashed that shot straight at Bashrami, who, in fairness to him, tried to stay up to deal with the problem and has now gone down again. He'll have felt the force of that. Tommy Doyle has often looked for a clever pass through the middle, but I think he was well within his rights to have a go there. Having worked the room, there was force behind that. Let's hope that Adrian Bashrami, the debutant, is okay. He must have felt that full on. Used to be a youth coach with Manchester City himself, Lee Carsley. A couple of City youngsters here, including Doyle there, who he's talking to in that same position of central midfield. Doyle, like Taylor Harwood-Bellis in this team, looking in the loan market for some regular football. They've both had that. They've both had half a season at one club and half a season at another. Harwood-Bellis learning from the very best, and a former City hero, Vincent Kompany, first half of the season with Anderlecht. A little more close to home with Stoke City in the second half of the season. Doyle, Hamburg in the Bundesliga 2, should I say, second tier in German football. Didn't play much there, but far more regular with Cardiff during the second half of the recent season just past. Doyle, not an easy squad to break into at first team level, Manchester City, I think it's fair to say. We've got some quite good midfielders in there already, and centre-backs. Got the work cut out, Doyle and Harwood-Bellis. They've both had a little taste, though, from Pep Guardiola. They're getting regular action for Lee Carsley at under-21 level. Here's Gordon. Chalaka, the captain, in to make the challenge. For all the moments of bright promise from Anthony Gordon, not much substance on the end of it so far. 8 minutes to go till half-time. And Albania will be pleased enough with a disciplined job well done. Smith Rowe poking it through for Gomez. Marco is there to clear in a hurry. Smith Rowe looks up to see the same sort of picture that these England players have seen. Width is the key, you would think, and Johnson puts in another dangerous ball. Jones pulls it back, Doyle shoots again. Well, the first one was blocked, this one was just too high. A couple of long-range cracks from Tommy Doyle to open his under-21 account, or would be. Were he to be successful, maybe it'll be third time lucky. Surely going to have to come from wide, you would think. This was Marco defending a moment ago when Smith Rowe nearly popped Angel Gomez in. Smith Rowe read that so quickly and was brought down pretty callously by Selmani, who will surely be cautioned for that. He saw it so quick that loose ball was coming to him, and I cannot imagine what Selmani's complaining about, unless in that dive it was actually someone else's leg who caught him. He was definitely upended. There were a couple of defenders in attendance. Selmani looks bemused, but then defenders often do. There was a shirt pull in the middle of that. Sure, Selmani actually caught him after. Smith Rowe was already going down. There's Rapaj. I think Chalaka converged on him. But it certainly looks like it's Adolf Selmani who got the caution. Not sure it should have been him, if anything. Smith Rowe went down without there being contact. That said, it doesn't have to be contact for it to be a foul if you make the player have to hurdle your own challenge and you don't get the ball. Selmani certainly didn't do that. And I think Rapage there has got away with it because it was his shirt pulling the build-up. Advantage played by the Icelandic referee. It's still a free kick to England at the end of all of it. Maybe something for Bruno Puja to do here. Third time lucky for Doyle. Nope. He's had a few sighters. Balogun was ready in case anything cannon back out again. Well, it promised much. The opening 10 minutes of this game, you felt like an England goal was absolutely inevitable. They're still completely on top. Only one scare at the other end, and that was self-inflicted, but tested the keeper nearly enough. You'd expect more, I'd suspect. Dobra dropping in, demanding it back. Not like that, though. It's a bit lucky as the Bashrami pass hits him. Now it's fallen to Marku. 4 minutes left in this first half, plus whatever is added on, which at this rate won't be too much. Jones. A rare moment if England are quick, but it's gone just like that, just as quick. I was going to say a rare moment for England to attack Albania when they haven't got everyone back and set. They closed down well when they've needed to, the underdogs here. Defended deep without losing shape. Call this a feather in the cap for Alban Bushi and his players so far. Long way to go though. Smith Rowe. It was he that finally managed to break through the Czech defence. It's his cross here that Selmani has cleared. England corner. Too deep again. Frustrated. Notes for the England coach. Almost a perfect group. His first experience of it, and then again the England standards are always high in qualification. A bit expected, clearly. They were the top seeds in terms of when the draw was made. There's 6 nations in it. One draw off a perfect record. Smith Rowe goes on a mazy run. It's beautifully done. That looked like it was heading for the corner. More determined defending from Albania, quality and quantity. That many bodies in the way. I would suggest the keeper was beaten. It was just a question of whether it was curling inside the post. That was lovely from Smith Rowe. He must be brimful of confidence. On an individual basis, much like Anthony Gordon, his fellow attacker out there. They've had seasons where they've done lots so well, and here he is, pulling it back. Mistake brings goal. Flo Balogun tapping in, the Arsenal connection. They nearly got to half-time, Albania. So disciplined in their defending. Undone by one of their own. And a tap-in. It's Balogun again. 2 away in Albania. And 1 here tonight. His 5th goal overall at under-21 level. And his Arsenal colleague Emil Smith Rowe made it happen. England's only scare at the other end was one of these. Slightly heavy touch from Selmani, and credit to Smith Rowe. He put the pressure on, and that touch was a heavy one. And having put that pressure on, he was then composed enough to put it on a plate. For Flo Balogun, who's finding goal scoring pretty easy to come by. Under 21 level, it's only his 8th game, that's his 5th goal. Selmani has actually done a lot of really good defending this half. He's been slightly harshly carded, and now he's, fortunately, you'd have to say, at fault for that. Marku coming forward as Albania look for a quick response. We're into first half stoppage time here. They've got themselves their first corner. Good delivery, free header. And it's him again, can't keep him out the game. Adolf Selmani. And you know what? He should have done better. Not good marking at all from England. They've had to do no defending at all in 46 minutes here. Well, no one got near Selmani at all there. Right in between Spence and Smith Rowe. If that's on target, I would suggest that's 1-1. Half a minute or so left of the added 2. Jones just a little lax on the ball. There's been a few elements of that from England. They've generally got away with it. Jones did then. Suddenly see him turn up the tempo once he lost the ball. There's the half-time whistle. Balogun's goal has England in charge. It only just came in the nick of time before that half-time whistle. Clearly the better side, England. It was Selmani's error. Before that, they had found Selmani and co very difficult to break down indeed. Tons of the ball, England, but not that many clear-cut chances. Credit to Emil Smith-Rowe for making it happen and to Balogun for finishing it off. The Group G leaders are leading at the break. It is England 1, Albania 0. Well, here's a quick recap of the main moments from the first 45 minutes, and they were full of Anthony Gordon, certainly in the opening 15. Fancy footwork from the Everton youngster there. And the first shot on target of the game that was rather nervily spilt by Bruno Puja, the Albanian goal. At this point would have been setting himself, I'm sure, for a very busy evening, but England haven't actually tested him all that much over the course of the opening half. This was a brilliant move that ended with a wonderful cross from Ben Johnson. It would have been a super goal. Half the team involved. Angel Gomez on the end of it, getting a rare start here. almost always a substitute from the bench, but in from the beginning tonight and so nearly marked it with the first under-21 goal. That was the best move England put together in the whole half, in fairness. Off the post and wide. England looking for Tony and Anthony Gordon a lot in the early exchanges, and went through again here. You could see what he was trying, open up the body and curl it into the far corner, but he ended up scuffing the shot again, hitting it straight at Bruno Pujar again. This was neatly worked by Curtis Jones and Gordon. Emil Smith-Rowe making the dart into the box. Really nicely timed run that by the Arsenal man, who's playing a slightly freer role tonight. Number 10 in every sense. Just couldn't quite get enough of his head on the ball and repeat the trick from Friday in terms of scoring the opening goal against a determined defence. He did it against the Czechs, couldn't quite do it there, but he would have his moment not long before the break. Before that, though, came this, Albania's one and only chance, gifted to them by Joe Bursic, who's not had a save to make, or hadn't until that moment. The England keeper with a poor clearance, but back in time to deal with the deflected shot. Armando Dobra going for goal. The deflection off Harwood Bellis, helpful for England's keeper Bursic. There have been a fair few long-range efforts. Tommy Doyle of Manchester City's had 3, 2 of them from open play, and that was one of them. May well be a route for success for England if the defending stays as determined as it has been from Albania, but they made one mistake back there. This was it, and it was deadly. Heavy touch from Selmani. Smith-Rowe picked his pocket and found his Arsenal mate. Flo Balogun in the middle. Too cool for school and too cool to celebrate. But his 5th England under-21 goal. It was a tap-in. Here you see the heavy touch from Selmani, and that's what made it possible. Just gave Smith-Rowe a sniff. Second chance Albania had in the half was this one, and it was Selmani who nearly atoned for the error with that. A header wide there, not the best marking from England. 1-0 the Young Lions lead, and on merit, with 45 down, 45 to play. Well, these are the half-time numbers. 3/4 of the ball to England, that won't surprise anybody. The only card has gone to Selmani. Only one offside in there, England bossing the corners. 3 shots on target out of 13 though. That tells its own story. As it stands, this is the Group G table. England, remember, at the start of the night with 2 games in hand on the Czech Republic, so they are looking very good indeed for top spot here. 3 points clear of them, still with 1 game in hand, but that's only as it stands. And speaking of the Czech Republic, that was England's last outing. Have a quick recap of the main moments to that now. Friday night, and it was a big one at the top of Group G. Nice ball out to Johnson by Harwood Bellis. Smith-Rowe. It's a delicate teasing cross, and it's met by Morgan Gibbs-White. It's on target. It's a pretty comfortable stop for Matej Kovar. Czech Republic still struggling to get near the ball. We've had nearly the whole first half of the first half here. Balogun with the pace to get on it himself here. Curtis Jones making the run. He's onside here. Big chance. Kovar stops it. Oh, what a rebound that is. Emil Smith-Rowe smashes England in front. Well, you would say the goal's been coming. but that is pretty special. What a finish from the Arsenal youngster. Probably had time to take a touch, but he didn't need it. Beautiful strike. And England have what they deserve, and that is the lead. Ghana, playing his 50th match for club and country this season. James Garner, very busy season for the Man United youngsters on loan at Forest. England have given it away here. He's out of position, and the cross is a decent one. Oh! Garner's nearly turned it into his own net. I think Bursic was beaten there. Michael Coate playing it across. Gibbs-White is there. It looks like it'll be Garner. It is, and it's saved by his Manchester United academy teammate Matej Kovar. One change at the break from the Czechs. They need to try and get more of a threat in on the Bursic goal. Jones here. Lovely way to pass for Morgan Gibbs-White. There he is again, and it's Ramsey. And how about that for a start to the second half? Dream start for England, nightmare for the Czechs, who came out with the best of intentions, but suddenly their deficit has gone from 1 to 2, and it didn't even take a minute from kickoff. That pass there from Jones is excellent. Gibbs-White needed 2 bites to find a teammate. Ramsey wasn't going to miss that. This is Balogun. Snapshot. And he really got plenty behind it as well. The Czechs are clinging on here. That's a good stop from Kovar. They've had plenty of corners. They've got 15 minutes or so to try and find something here. Here's Jamborek. And after a couple of wild high hits, he's got this one on target, but it's not much of a save from Bursic. The gaps at the back inevitable now. The Czechs have to go for it. England looking for the killer goal here. Oh, it's a lovely ball that from Curtis Jones, and so nearly a debut goal for Cameron Archer. Just wide of the post, that close to 3-0. Here's Fila, who's looked strong and dangerous since coming on, and that's a good pass from him too. Plenty forward here. There's Fila again. He thought about the shot there. He's gone for it now, and what a shot that is! It's a beauty from their top scorer. Not much of a celebration, but it's a brilliant goal. Czech Republic 1, England 2, with 3 minutes to go. Well, here come the Albanians, and what a good frustration job they did on England for so long in that first half. Be hugely frustrated by what happened to him. Selmani so nearly immediately responded with a headed goal at the right end. He nearly got there. Half-time, that is. With the clean sheet intact. 4 defeats in a row before this, and halfway to number 5 now. No changes from either bench yet. Can see up to 5. Carsley doesn't have everyone available tonight for one reason and another. When Sessegnon pulled out, no Harvey Elliott, no Levi Colwill. .45 left then, plus Kosovo away on Friday night. And then back on home soil on Monday, finishing with Slovenia, the only nation England haven't beaten during the course of this group. Handball against Mitaj. They've got high hopes for him, even though he could play in another couple of under-21 campaigns. The thoughts are that Mitaj will be with the senior group before too long. Easy grab for Puja. Pulled up 5 keepers and used 4 Albania during the course of this group. Cresswell of Leeds with the header forward, Balogun with the flick to no one in particular. It's probably meant for himself. Hurried clearance though from Puja, and England have it back very quickly indeed. Confirmation there of the teams, unchanged, with Selmani the only recipient of a yellow card. I wonder if there might be another here for Dobra. Anthony Gordon left on the floor by that challenge. Been positive with everything he's done so far. It was very late. Did get caution for it. Second name taken instead of Armando Dobra, rightly so. Ivar Ori Christensen of Iceland, the referee. In comes the free kick, and somehow one of those extraordinary ones that goes through a huge crowd of bodies without taking a touch. Doyle has been on set-piece duty generally tonight. I don't think anyone managed to make contact with that. Nearly picked out his Man City teammate, Taylor Harwood-Bellis. The only ever present in this squad through the group. Harwood-Bellis, I mentioned earlier, he's not missed a single minute. His only senior goal was in a Man City FA Cup win against Port Vale once. He has scored for England at under 17 and under 19 level, but not the 21s yet. Here's Gordon again. Pulled down again. Rapage. Pretty blatant. And he's going to be carded for it as well. In the first half, he kind of got away with the shirt pull. He hasn't got away with it this time. Kept himself lucky. Even in the first half, didn't end up with the caution. Tired, frustrated looking challenge already. Worrying signs so early in the game. 2 of those coming in. The Albanians have only played 4 minutes in the second half, and Doyle will have another go from a very similar spot. a very similar delivery. Just didn't miss that man. Kraja back to Jalaka. Immediately he's under pressure. Gordon has pinched it off Marku. That's an excellent squeeze from England. Gordon down again. He was wanting at least a corner, if not that a free kick. He's got neither. It's a goal kick. They're asking for handball. They get the throw. Trying to double up on Anthony Gordon. Such a regular outlet. Harwood Bellis now. These players used to playing against sides who might defend deep. Curtis Jones here, for instance, every time he's had a chance to play for Liverpool, be on the front foot trying to break down a side that trying to deny space and opportunities. Gordon again tricked. How many fouls has he drawn tonight? He's got to be very careful, Rapage. Dodged a bookie in the first half, has just received the card here in the second. If you're Alban Bushi, if your midfield getting a bit of the run around here, the Albanian coach might be thinking about replacing Rapage. Here's Mucci. Seen so little of the ball, the centre forward. Another Legia Warsaw player like Captain Chalaka, who might be through here. Jed Spence on the cover. Erdis Kraja there knew he was in if the ball was right, and it very nearly was. No bad thing for the English players to be reminded about the back door as well as the front. Chalaka. Good turn from Mucci. Nice idea to try and play it through for Ismaileci, but once again, not quite the right angle. Gomez on the run. Overplayed it, may well have just been caught on the heels as he did. The referee had a good view. Angel Gomez is in some pain here. Here's the nearly moment for Albania. Well covered, Jed Spence, but if there'd been less on the pass, he wouldn't have had the chance to make that tackle, but that's good awareness. Talking about young hearts and minds still here, remember, and can easily get caught up just thinking about going forward, because that's all they've really been doing. Looks okay. Let's hope he is. If needed, Lee Carsley has Morgan Gibbs-White as a like-for-like replacement, who's been a regular starter in that role anyway during this group, the Wolves man. There are others. And it looks like we might be seeing some changes anyway, regardless of the fitness or otherwise of Angel Gomez. Cresswell. Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Back to the so far underemployed Joe Bursick. That wasn't the best clearance. Tiny details, but when you don't get the ball a lot, it makes a difference. So it's an unhelpful ball he's played there to Ben Johnson. Awkward bounce, under pressure, right by the touchline. No thanks. Dobra manages to squirt across through. That was a foul. And a rare Albanian foray into England territory brings an England free kick. Yet another foul from Rapaj. His coach needs to substitute him before the referee removes him for him. Smith Rowe. Spence. Chelaka looking for options, and he's found one in Erdis Kraja. Good ball as well. Mucci on the slide, couldn't quite connect. Nasty cross though for England to deal with there. Marco up from right back, trying to find Mucci in the middle again. Maybe he was trying to find the net, but this, the initial effort. Kraja here, curling it towards Mucci. Nearly, very nearly. Mistimed it, really, the slide. Legia Warsaw striker. Has got a couple of goals, both of them against Andorra earlier in the group. As England come forward now. Gordon trying to pick out Angel Gomez. Look how deep Emil Smith Rowe has come. Curtis Jones. Johnson high and wide. England just a little becalmed at the moment. It's not a nervy 1-0 lead. Any 1-0 lead can be wiped out in an instance, obviously, but it's as commanding a 1-0 as you could have in terms of territory and ball time. Here's Gomez. Nice little drop of the shoulder. Deflection on the shot. Might stay in, you know. It's a corner. Changes coming soon for England. Cleverly left by Gordon. He knew he had a corner in the bank. Corner which Gomez will take. Cresswell controlling it for himself eventually. Doing enough to keep England upfield. Leeds United youngster takes the throw quickly and trying to get on with it. Gordon again. Smith Rowe and then Gordon. Another moment of promise for the Everton man. Ends in disappointment. Looks like Morgan Gibbs-White is coming soon. Teddy Carter coming sooner by the looks of it, and not the only one off that Albanian bench. Kara and Karika inbound. Double Albanian change. You won't be surprised that Rapaz is one of those who is to be withdrawn. Ready and waiting on the touchline. As Spence just overhits it. Looked like there was a little bit too much sauce on that pass for Smith Rowe. Never really going to get there. Right idea, just too heavy. Teddy Kara on the left, and Bernard Karika behind the fourth official. Rapaz will depart, and so too Ismail Etchi. Not seen much of the latter at all, and in terms of him, the former, he was going to depart early one way or another. It's just a question of whether his number was held up or he was given his marching orders. It's the former. Teddy Kara in and out, really. Bernard Karika missed the England game, but was ever present until that point before it. Well, having started on Friday evening and again tonight, Jeremy Carsley will be in constant discussion with various club coaches about not overdoing it with too many players. And Emil Smith Rowe, whose industry and pressure made the only goal of this game so far, he's off. And Morgan Gibbs-White is on. Made the early second half goal for Jacob Ramsey. Czech Republic on Friday night. Gibbs-White, regular for Lee Carsley in this campaign. Generally a starter, just not tonight. He's got half an hour. Still in their grasp to finish third in this group, Albania. It will take a couple of results to go their way. Big game for them Monday evening against Kosovo. They're currently third and only 2 points ahead of them. They'd be doing even better still, Albania, had they not lost the reverse fixture to the Kosovans. And they led in that game and lost it in stoppage time. It's a serious heartbreaker. Spread nicely by Kraja. Deep cross towards Mucci. Safe hands from Bursic. Going to learn much about Joe Bursic tonight. He's not going to see much of the ball. Might learn a little more about James Trafford, if he is to be required. Young keeper on Man City's books, still 19, uncapped, but he is the keeper on the bench. England also called up Carl Rushworth, Brighton youngster, another uncapped goalkeeper, playing at Walsall this season. I got the ball, says Morgan Gibbs-White. Referee Christensen doesn't share the view. Gibbs White has done brilliantly to win that and to keep his balance. Robbing Bashrami and finding Gomez real drive and desire there from the substitute. He's just overplayed the pass as Gomez goes crashing once again. Free kick given. He's given a couple of those already tonight. The sort of off-the-ball nudges from defenders that more often than not I think you'd see not given as fouls, and arguably should be given more often than they are. I reckon 7 times out of 10 that wouldn't be given, maybe more. But fair play to the referee, because it is a foul. Just isn't given as such often enough. Here comes the free kick. Cresswell was interested in that for a minute. Gibbs White, little drop of the shoulder. Delicate. Cresswell at the far post, it must be 2, it is! Balogun taps in. England 2 up, and Flo Balogun's got both of them from a combined total of about 6 feet. Predatory skills from the Arsenal youngster. And it was as comfortable as any 1-0 you could see, but it's certainly comfortable at 2. His 8th cap and his 6th goal now. White did really well to dink that in. Excellent play from Leeds United's Charlie Cresswell round the back. He wasn't going for goal at all. You could see he was trying to nod it back across the face there for Balogun, and he did it perfectly. Two against Albania in March. 2 more against Albania here. Let's see if he can go one better and get the hat-trick. And another little rise in his stock. He was on the team sheet when Arsenal kicked off the season, albeit with a defeat against Brentford last summer. I just wonder, will he be off on loan again? Might he be in with a shout? Adrian Ketia got himself in the picture towards the end of the season, didn't he? Well, Bursik's had something to do here. Pretty comfortable pushing that one out. Decent enough hit from Mucci, but just not near enough a corner, really. Had some dip on it, though, which is probably why Bursik wasn't going to risk trying to catch it. Dobra, the Albania corner. Balogun heading clear. Well, the shot's on here. They let him turn, Carrick, and he looks frustrated with that. Don't often get that amount of time. Turn and shoot in the box. Maybe as a result he rushed it, but England actually weren't anywhere near him. He's got a couple of goals already in this group. Could see him surprised by the relative amount of time he had there. He got the opener in the heartbreaking defeat to Kosovo. He got one in that great win against Slovenia. And he probably should have done a bit better there. Not necessarily scoring, but on target, you might hope for. Gibbs White here, finds Gomez. Foul in the build-up. Silmani down. The yellow card is out for Balogun. One way and another, is having a very eventful international break. tussling. There's a little kick out that. Now, if the referee's seen it, Flo Balogun is actually pretty lucky to still be on the field. It doesn't look much, but that's normally a red card offence. 2022. So Mane had a hold of him. Doesn't mean you can do that. Curious, because the referee didn't seem to be looking at it. I wonder if he just got a word from his assistant there. Like Rapaj before him of Albania, Balogun's a little fortunate. Daft thing to do. 2-0 up, and he's got both. He's got away with it. For now, anyway. First name taken for England. Joining Selmani, Dobra and Rapaj of Albania in the book. As Kraja hoists it long towards Selmani. 20 minutes to go. England looking very good in Group G. Spain and Belgium and the holders Germany came into this international break as the earliest qualifiers already through. More names being added as each evening passes, and England very close to guaranteeing it. 2 more games to make sure as well. Win this and they're already at the point where the Czechs can't overtake them on points anyway. And still have games against Kosovo and Slovenia to come. Gomez trying to play it through for Balogun. Nearly. Gibbs-White. Spence, chances here. Gomez thought he was in. It's a good block, that. Mitash making sure it's not 3-0. I think without him it would have been. Leon Tocci is coming on for Albania here. There he is. 19-year-old, his 4th appearance for his country, all from the bench. He's replacing Edis Kraja. Also going to see further changes from the England bench. Cameron Archer. There he is. Aston Villa youngster. Very nearly scored on debut against the Czech Republic on Friday night, just wide of the far post. It was a decent chance. He looked really disappointed. There'll be no hat-trick for Balogun. He'll be happy enough with 2 more goals. He's loving life at under-21 level. And a straight swap in the middle of the English midfield as Manchester United replaces Liverpool. It's Garner for Jones. Just sit in there. He's the deepest. Generally in there with Tommy Doyle. First touch for Ghana here. Manchester United system, but like Jed Spencer, a loanee regular. A brilliant season with Forest. He's playing his 51st match of the season in all colours tonight. James Garner. Mainstay in the middle of that Forest midfield in that meteoric rise from relegation zone to promoted playoff. Cards coming out again. Doyle, the foul on the newly arrived Tocci. Short of a committed challenge in there. Tommy Doyle. imagine he's fairly bored of people bringing it up, but it's a pretty fabulous fact that Man City youngster is following in the footsteps of both of his grandfathers, who were teammates for Manchester City. Mike Doyle, Glenn Pardo. Can't happen very often anywhere in planet football. To the final 15, England have the cushion. It was 2-0 for a long time against the Czechs on Friday until Daniel Fila scored an absolutely sublime goal with 89 on the clock. Suddenly, he got a little bit twitchy. Has to be said, in that second half, the Czechs offered more than Albania have by way of threat this half, but that could have been an awkward bobbler. Even something like that might work out in Albania's favour. Bursic dealt with it well enough. He's got his clean sheet at the moment. Mitaj coming forward though, and Mucci dispossessed by Jed Spence. He's holding off the foul challenge and had dealt with it. The whistle still went. Look at Gordon go. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And having come so close to a debut goal on Friday night, Cameron Archer has marked his second appearance with his first under-21 goal, and he owes a big debt to Anthony Gordon. A poacher's finish after a flying winger's run. That was excellent from Gordon and deadly from Archer. Off the bench and onto the score sheet. It's England 3, Albania 0. Take a little flick on its way through. Doesn't matter really, but Bashrami might have had a touch. Yes, just there. Sure, Cameron Archer will not care a jot and will tell you it was going in anyway. Great moment for the young villain. Scored at a good rate on loan in the second half of last season with Preston North End, having been just in the periphery for Dean Smith and Stephen Gerrard as a first teamer. Gordon's drawn another challenge. Now Dobra's already been booked. He's already been booked. He's going to have to go. It's turning into a bad night for Albania. And he knew it as soon as he turned. He was just hoping that the referee would let him off. Doesn't happen very often. Armando Dobra booked earlier for a similar sort of challenge. Can't do it, and they've been lunging in on Anthony Gordon all night long. Sucked in, sent off. He has drawn so many fouls. Further changes coming from the Albanian bench then. Captain Chelaka, latest to be replaced. So too Mucci. There's Kleves Bebeziki. He made his debut, the 18-year-old, with 5 minutes off the bench against England last time they played. He's getting his second appearance here. And Roy Sila, another substitute against England last time out, repeats the feat here. First job to defend a set piece. It's in towards Taylor Harwood-Bellis. And I think, as well as heading the ball, he's headed the back of Adolf Selmani's head there. Hoisted up this time by Doyle. I'm guessing that's nose into back of skull. Extremely painful for the England skipper. Ten minutes to play. Chesterfield, over 4,400 inside to watch this one. England will be back on home turf, Huddersfield actually, for the Slovenia match on Monday night. Surprised to not see a drop of blood there for England's captain, Harwood Bellis. Confirmation of that latest set of changes. They've made all 5 now. Albania. He's still got a couple more if he wants it. Mitaj calmly done to Babaziki. Now back with Bashrami and Selmani. Marku. Nearly confirmed then, England. 8 minutes and stoppage time to go. A year from now. The Summer Euros taking place jointly in Georgia and Romania. He said he had 2 changes up his sleeve. Lee Carsley, he's going to make them now. One at left back, where Luke Thomas is going to replace Ben Johnson. Thomas had been the regular left back throughout this group. Started either of the last 2. Anthony Gordon's had a thoroughly entertaining game. And he's going to be replaced by a less known name, but a name is being spoken of more and more often, the Hull City youngster Keane Lewis-Potter, who will add these 8 minutes or so here to the 8 minutes he had on debut in Albania at the end of March. Home debut for England, what a great moment for Keane Lewis-Potter. Extraordinary attendance record for Hull. Started all 46 of their championship games this season. That takes some doing, and he scored 12 times as well. Gibbs White with the skip in field. He has the industry to win it back, having lost it. It's Gomez. Didn't look likely to be finishing the match, but he's going to now. Bellis coming forward. Gets it back from Leicester's Luke Thomas. Cut out by Bebeziki, mistake though, Archer might be in. Puja couldn't keep hold of it, and everyone looking to the referee. In the end, he has given it Albania's way. It took a while to get to that point. Nearly another error from Selmani. He did atone for it though, he got a good toe in there. Very scrappy. A break from facing the attacks for Puja with a bit of treatment. They're watching England sail through pretty comfortably here. A game to go. But with the better head-to-head over the Czechs. England is still going to be there, whatever happens. And what remains? Sent in deep by Mitaj. Three minutes and stoppage time, separating England from confirmation of yet another tournament qualification. Nobody does it better. Summer will be the year when England turn up. It's been a while. 2017 there was a semi-final, but before that you have to go back to the Stuart Pearce times. There was a final defeat to a fine German side, class of Mesut Ozil and Manuel Neuer. England also beaten around that time. Typically heroic English penalty shootout defeat to the Dutch. Done by King Lewis Potter, followed by Marku. He's had a tough game. He's needed plenty of help to deal with mostly Anthony Gordon, but not solely Anthony Gordon. Is Gomez. Spence. Can England go one better than March? It was 3-0 then. Lewis Potter trying to get round the back. It was his touch. Bebeziki. That's where the space was for Marku. 53 nations overall have been and are competing for the 14 places available. But Georgia and Romania as joint hosts both will obviously be at the big show anyway. We're into the first of 5 added minutes here. 5 minutes that aren't going to change the destination of the points or the fact that England are going to be group winners. They were already assured of a top 2 place, having beaten the Czechs. They may not need to do anything, technically speaking, to finish outright top of the group, though. Not to finish above the Czechs on points, I'm sure, and finish with 2 more wins. Well, they've got Kosovo on Friday and Slovenia. Seven wins and a draw is pretty impressive. As was that run. Here's Ghana. England looking for number 4 here. With 4 stoppage time minutes left. Spence trying to cut it in field for Gibbs White. Couldn't quite pull off the pass. When under Stuart Pearce, England qualified for the 4th straight under-21 tournament. It's such a hard thing to get into. And used to be even harder back then. They became the first nation then to do it, getting to 4 in a row. This will be 9 in a row. They don't get any prizes for qualifying, but still, they do get good experience. It's been the wrong kind for the vintages since, under Pearce, Southgate, Boothroyd. Gibbs White pinches it with the help of Archer. Gomez is up there too. He's on the chase here, but Puja gets there first. Kara. Seen anything of him since he came off the bench. In a good position there. And players dropping like flies as Teddy Kara comes again. Bebeziki to Marku. We had to think about it there. Referee Christensen, I think maybe his assistant, said yes, foul by Luke Thomas. Who was taking the armband since Chalaka departed. Definitely a high leg there from Luke Thomas. So little to do, Joe Bursick will be most annoyed if his clean sheet disappears here. 90 seconds left of stoppage time. Their best chances tonight came from Salmani's header in the first half from a set play. They haven't had that many opportunities to put some quality into the English box since then, or indeed all night long, but this is one. And there was nothing quality about that. Mind you, that shot wasn't bad, coming in on the rebound. Cracking effort from Marku. Awful technique on the set piece, wonderful technique on the half volley though. It's a big dipper. Maybe a little bit for the cameras from Bursick, but even so, great strike from Albion Marku. Never present in this campaign, and he looks a decent player actually. Teddy Kara going for something worldly variety. Up as a shot in the seats behind variety. Well, it's job done for Lee Carsley. It's not against expectation. Had to wait for the games in hand to be played, but England have done it, and they've done it early. They're going to be going to the Euros next summer in Romania and Georgia. The Czechs can only catch them on points now, even if Lee Carsley and his side don't take any further points, and England have the head-to-head over the Czechs. Job done tonight with 2 more goals for Balogun to add to that growing tally. And Cameron Archer of Aston Villa off the bench and very quickly onto the score sheet to make it 3-0. Albania had a couple of chances, but it was always England's game, this. Took them a long time to get going in terms of the goals, and Anthony Gordon there was excellent, causing problems all night long. England seemingly cruising to domination in Group G in front of a young crowd at Chesterfield tonight. They've got the job done. 3 points and 3 goals, and now Lee Carsley can crack a smile. England 3, Albania 0. A comfortable night for England's under-21s in the end. It took a while to find the goals, though. At the beginning of the game, it was all flicks and tricks from Anthony Gordon, and that shot parried there by Puja. He didn't actually have that much to do, despite England being so on top with the ball. Gordon certainly enjoyed himself, and the crowd enjoyed watching the Everton youngster tonight, for sure. He was involved again here. It was a brilliant move. It ended with a Ben Johnson cross and an Angel Gomez shot against the post. Would have been his first goal for the under-21s. Probably should have been. Excellent football from England, though. Gordon saw lots and lots of the ball. He's going for the far corner there, couldn't wrap his foot round it. He would end the night with an assist, but he would not be able to add to his own fledgling tally of 3 goals at under-21 level. The only scare for England in the first half was this one, self-inflicted. Joe Bursic giving it away, but getting back in time. Armando Dobra with the shot deflected. And the Stoke keeper much relieved. This was the opening goal, though, and that touch right there from Adolf Selmani was the deadly one. And the Arsenal connection put England in front only just before half-time too. Emil Smith-Rowe seizing upon that heavy touch, picking out Flo Balogun. And he wasn't going to miss from there. into the second half. This was the second goal. Gibbs-White trying to drive through. Dinked in the cross quite beautifully. Cresswell nodding it back, and Balogun nodding it in. Two short ranges for the young gunner, who scored twice against Albania in March and repeating the feat here tonight. A little bit fortunate to stay on the field in the end with a late kick out after this, but two more goals for Balogun, who takes his tally to 6 in his 8 under-21 appearances. Rare Albanian threat here, coming from Ernest Mucci. It's a decent enough hit. But in fairness, the Legia Warsaw forward didn't have much of the ball on the night to show everybody what he's got. Albania very much sitting in for the defensive job. Gordon was always going to be involved in a goal at some point, and this was it. The 3-0 goal for Cameron Archer, who'd only just come off the England bench. His first under-21 goal. Great moment for him. Super play from Gordon to make it possible. Driving run even late on, full of that energy. Little deflection on its way through by the debutant Bashrami. Moments later, Gordon again for the umpteenth time of the night drawing a foul, and for the second time of the night from Armando Dobra, who'd been booked earlier on for one just like that. Had to be red. They did manage the final threat of the night though, Albania. Would have been a stunner. Terrible free kick, wonderful half volley from Albion Marku, beaten out by Bursic, whose sheet stayed clean. 3-0 was the final score. Well, these are the final numbers on the night then. 19 shots from England, 7 from Albania. Only 5 on target from the English. If Lee Carsley's being picky, that might be something he picks up on. Pretty level on corners too, and yellow cards, but obviously one red for Albania, but the damage long done by then. 3-0 the final score. So England 3-0 winners over Albania again, and following on from that 2-0 win in the Czech Republic on Friday night. They're in the box seat and they will be staying there. Pristina next for Kosovo away, and it's Friday night. And then on Monday night the group concludes, and both these nations we've just seen them playing then. Albania, big game for them against Kosovo for all manner of reasons, and England are at home at Huddersfield, in fact, to Slovenia. This is what the table looks like in Group G now, with England at the top of it. They had to wait till Friday night to get there. The Czechs only have one game left. They can join England on 22 points, but England, having beaten them both times, have the head-to-head on them, so goal difference, not that you'd expect it to go against England anyway in the 2 remaining games, but that's not a factor yet anyway, so as good as there, England, at yet another European Championships. So it's job done. A busy international break for England with 4 matches in it, but it's played 2-1-2 so far. Lee Carsley and the Young Lions qualifying yet again. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.